I high-fived a stranger who humiliated my boyfriend. My boyfriend Dean got me into climbing 6 months ago after complaining I never wanted to do his hobbies. He goes 4 times a week. I go twice because anything less, and he asks if I'm actually committed to it. Every session I spend half my energy trying not to look stupid in front of him. He mutters about other climbers constantly, just loud enough that I hear it. Last week, some guy struggled with a foothold and Dean said maybe some people aren't built for this sport. I pretended not to hear because calling it out meant a lecture about how he's just being honest. Thursday, we went after his shift. New V6 route on the main wall. About 8 people were taking turns failing it. Dean watched them like he was studying for a test, shaking his head whenever someone fell. His turn came and he made it halfway before his foot slipped. He hit the mat and immediately blamed the route setter, said the holds were placed by someone who clearly didn't climb seriously. Same excuse as always. Then this girl stepped up, 20s, ponytail, gym shirt with holes in it. She chalked her hands and went up that wall so smooth it looked easy. Got to the top hold, tapped it, and dropped down without holding the finish position. Dean was standing right next to me. He raised his voice and said, "You're supposed to hold that for 5 seconds." She turned around. Dean said it again, louder, like she hadn't heard him. "You have to hold the final position for 5 seconds or it doesn't count." A couple people stopped climbing to watch. The girl looked at him for a second, then said, "Okay, but you started on the wrong holds. Both hands are supposed to start on the lower jug. You started with your left hand 1 hold higher." Dean's neck went red. Someone behind us made a noise that might have been a laugh covered by a cough. The girl shrugged like it didn't matter to her either way and walked toward the water fountain. She had to pass right by me. I stuck my hand up without thinking about it. She looked surprised but grinned and slapped my palm. "That was clean," I said. She said thanks and kept walking. Dean whipped around and stared at me. His jaw was tight. He didn't say anything, just started shoving his stuff into his bag. I followed him to the parking lot because he was my ride home. He stayed silent until we were on the highway. Then he started in, said I embarrassed him in front of everyone, that I sided with a total stranger over my own boyfriend, that the whole point of a relationship is having each other's backs, and I just proved I couldn't do that. I said she was right though. You did start on the wrong hold, and she obviously could have held the finish if she wanted to. She just didn't think it mattered since she made it look that easy. Wrong thing to say. He said I clearly didn't understand climbing culture, that standards exist for a reason, and beginners like me don't get to decide which rules matter, that by high-fiving her, I made it look like he was wrong to call her out. I asked him if he ever thought about how his comments made me feel. He went quiet, but not the thoughtful kind, the kind where he's waiting for me to apologize. We got to my building. I told him I needed some space. He said, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah." He said fine, and I got out and he drove off before I made it to the door. Next morning, he texted that I overreacted, that he was trying to maintain standards and I made it personal. I didn't respond. 2 days later, he sent a long message about loyalty, how relationships mean supporting each other even when it's uncomfortable, how if I couldn't do that in small moments, we had bigger problems. I read it twice sitting on my bathroom floor and realized I'd been uncomfortable around him for months. Every climb, every comment, every time I second-guessed myself because I didn't want him to notice I messed up, I blocked his number.